Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this new edition of the Journey podcast. You already know the number one podcast in the country, and you already know this is Manzi Mbaya, your host. And today I'm very excited because I have someone very special in the studio, and the one and only Prime Mazimpaka. Man, welcome, bro.
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
It's going well.
Yeah.
It's going good, and man, it's a beautiful morning, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of it's really cold outside, but
For sure.
we're fine in the studio, man.
It's pretty warm in here, man.
Yeah. How is it?
Good job. Everything is going well. Just another beautiful day to be alive and kicking ass, man.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that you're here in the studio, you know, and I think it's always a pleasure to invite interesting people and people who are inspiring us, but also inspiring people out there, you know. So big up to yourself.
Thank you.
And now I'm very curious because maybe people listening to us or people watching us, you have no idea who his Prime is, and I'm gonna let you know, guys, that Prime is one of the best hip hop artists we have in Rwanda, you know. And man, maybe let's tell people who is Prime, you know, and I would give you just a space and
Sure.
yeah.
Well, Prime is a Rwandan person, and he grew up from Rwanda in Kigali, but my family comes from the south side of Rwanda, in a place called Butare, and to be specific, Nyanza. So that's where I come from, and I'm a hip hop artist, and yeah, that's me, man. I'm a person who's very, very interested in knowing people and just living a life of learning through people, you know, and experiences and all that. And I enjoy being alive so much.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
So you're like a storyteller in that sense, or
I'm a storyteller, but I can also be very like braggadocious, or I feel myself a lot through my rhymes, which is even some of the music I make is sometimes it's very self-centered.
yeah.
When I tell you exactly what is going on in my mind, and I tell you like how I see things and how I feel like really there's nothing that's going to stop me from achieving what I aspire to get. And so that also comes in my music, because I came to understand that back in the early days in Rwandan like artistic way of expression, there's this stuff called kuvuga, and it's very like self-centered. Like someone is the soldiers, the king's soldiers and the king's army used to do that before they go to war, and they speak on how fierce and strong and powerful they are. You know, so I like that.
And that's one of
put that
the
in my music
things that
sometimes.
inspires you, like to when you're going to create.
Yeah, because I'm mostly sometimes I'm in that mood, like I'm in like a match, you know, like I'm in a football match or like some sort of competition, like the blood gets hot, like that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get me sometime.
Dope. I mean, for me, I'm always fascinated, you know, because when you talk to different hip hop artists, you know, they all have different lines of or different driven or inspirations, you know, and I want to know like what inspired you first to become a hip hop artist, you know, how did you discover hip hop in your life, you know, growing up as Prime Mazimpaka and the Prime Mazimpaka that you became today.
I discovered hip hop when I was still young, but when I discovered hip hop, I was just a fan. I was a fan, and um, I started off uh, s- imitating uh, other artists that I saw during that era, during my era when I was coming up, and the music made me really feel good, even before I understood what they were saying.
Mm.
Yeah, because it was in English, and when I was a kid, I didn't really like understand what they were saying. But growing up, it made more sense, and I loved it even more. So I loved hip hop as a fan at an early age. But before hip hop, really, I was into music in general. Because when I was a kid, we used to listen to R&B and Rwandan traditional songs. We call them Zakara Nyuze. I
Yeah.
don't know. Um, even like choir, like the songs in the church. You know, I grew up heavily on gospel songs because my parents, they used to play that around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then boom, a few years later, when I was a teenager, then I came to stumble in hip hop, and back in the days we used to play our favorite records on cassettes, you know,
Yeah.
on these small radio cassettes. Yeah, and I remember like I had a cousin. He's the one who like played me like the first hip hop song. Like I think he had a 50 Cent tape, and like it blew my mind. Like I fell in love with 50, you know, when I was a kid. Though I didn't understand anything he was saying. So yeah, man. And ever since it's been beautiful, a beautiful relationship with hip hop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I discovered the music, I remember I was in high school, and I think you were also in high school through Skunk Nation, you know, and that's, I don't
Yeah.
know, was that your first way of entering into like producing your music, or how did you guys meet with Skunk Nation?
We met in high school,
Mm.
and they were 2 years older than me, ahead of me in class.
Mm.
And then I was rapping, because I started rapping like in primary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in high school, I hadn't recorded yet. So when I linked up with them, we put ourselves together, and then we started looking for a studio, or let's make a record. So it was three guys, me, White Monkey, and Fame,
Yeah.
and then we had another brother called Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. So Tony, he was like the one who always got us together.
Yeah.
You know, he was the one who like kind of like moderated everything. It was like, yo, come, let's go to the studio. We used to link up at his house. You know, yeah. Tony was very instrumental in me feeling confident. He was the one who pushed me to record my first song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I recorded in 2012. That's when I recorded. That's when I recorded my first song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, I cannot forget when I recorded like that verse, because I had it in my head. I'd written it like earlier. Everybody at the studio was amazed, and it was my first time recording it.
Yeah.
It was one take. I cannot forget that, and just seeing the reaction of them was like, this is dope.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it made me feel good about myself, man. I cannot forget about that feeling.
Yeah.
Mm.
How was like, because you know, I can imagine, because I went to the studio also. I tried to do some
You were
records.
recording too, huh?
Yeah, but I remember my first time when I went to the studio. That was last year, I think. Because
The last time you've been in a studio?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
recording?
That was the last time. That was the first time at the same time, because I was just I was with a friend. He was recording some music, and I was like, okay, let me try put some lines. But then I remember how it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and for me, that's why I also respect musicians. When it comes to like when we people sometimes hear the last
Peace.
the last piece or the final product, you can sometimes take it for granted or feel like it's just going to the mic, and you put your lines there and everything is done, but you don't know how much actually people put into it, and I think for me, being in the studio and doing that record made me realize how much people put into, because of course I respected artists from the beginning, but I didn't know how that felt, For me to listen to you and you telling me how it was amazing, then I see it was your call, and sometimes I want to hear that, when it's amazing to see people who have that call in a certain art, Now we're talking about hip-hop and music, and what was the inspiration after, like, when you were done with your first record? Like, did you want to do it more, or?
Yeah, I wanted to do it more, although during that time I didn't really understand the process behind recording. I wasn't into that. I wasn't aware of that during that time. For me, what I saw that time is that I saw how I have something that I did not realize, which is dope and very highly appreciated by my peers and the people I was with during that time.
Yeah.
And when not just one person, but like 2, 3, a group of people tell you, yo, man, this is, you are good at this, you should try it even more. It gives you that thing. It sparks a feeling in you, like, okay, and then you come back and try it even more. So the fact that it was well appreciated and everybody was pushing me, because really my peers pushed me to do this. And then I started like doing it.
Because you guys started like a crew, Skunk Nation, and because I remember, remind me if I'm wrong, or correct me, you guys were doing like tours in schools and performing in different schools.
We were being highly like regarded every time. Kids, wanted to do high school talent shows or events. They always reached out to us. And back then it seemed cool. But personally, even my brothers, I can testify, we wasn't really seeing how significant it is, man. I didn't realize that. I realized it when it was like after some time,
because you couldn't notice the impact you were doing on people.
So we were being invited to shows, and it was a good movement, although at some point things changed and we wasn't doing it like we were supposed to do it. I think at some point there were like lack of like vision and organizing ourselves to make it happen.
Do you think it's because you guys were still young or still in school? And
I think so, man. And not really understanding the what to do and
who to reach out.
There came a problem of not being able to see each other a lot. and it required everyone personally to start learning how to do music themselves.
Yeah.
You know, not having to have that push from your guy, because it's not there.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
and it slowed it down. It slowed it down in a way.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I can imagine, because, and then at that time, did you guys had to discover to be maybe I would call it freelancing, like doing rap on your own? Did that help you and pushed you to do to maybe discover yourself more?
Yeah, we was even making records, solo records, even when we were together.
Yeah.
Like we released our album in 2013, and then on that album there are songs where we are the three of us. There are songs where I'm solo, and even my guys are solo.
Yeah.
Even a record like when we are just two. So it was not always like we was making music all the time together.
Mm.
The issue is when we wasn't seeing each other a lot, we wasn't making solo records.
Yeah.
We wasn't going to I was doing it, but I was doing it on a slow pace. And my brothers, they were doing it too, but for them it was even more challenging because they went to study in the countryside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boarding school.
In their universities, they went to a university which is in the countryside.
Okay.
And they would come occasionally, you know, in Kigali where the studios were.
Yeah.
You know, and what I'm telling you, like even at that time, we didn't even know how to record ourselves so that maybe where they are, they can record themselves and stuff like that. So the group, we lost momentum like that. But then me personally, I was blessed to still manage to get studio time and go and work on records.
Yeah.
So that's when I embarked on like working on my own records and growing as an artist.
Yeah.
Individually.
Nice.
You know, man, like I was very, very, very blessed as a kid and coming up to always be given studio time. You know, because I know like my homies who didn't get an opportunity of
Getting
having
studio time.
having studios. They are like dope, but they can't get they cannot find a studio.
Yeah.
So I always had that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, also
I used
when you
it.
talk about that, if you're young and it's not everybody who has financially to pay the studio. I don't know how was it going?
Yeah,
on
me,
that side?
yeah, me. I was having it. They was giving it to me for free, man. Yeah, it was a privilege.
Yeah. No, really, that I think that's a really nice privilege someone can have when you're studying music, and because it's always not easy if you have to pay studio time all the time,
It's hard.
or if you don't even
hard.
have a management to pay for you, and having that chance of people. I'm sure people why they give you that chance is because they were seeing something in you,
Yep.
They're like, this guy is something, and
I think that's the only reason I was there.
and that's good that you took it. You didn't take it for granted. That you took your chance and
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Right now you are Prime Mazimpaka. You are one of the best hip hop artists we have. And for me, since I was young, I've been following the hip hop industry in Rwanda. And we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent. And back in the years, if you see like hip hop in the media compared to R&B or compared to traditional music, you're gonna see that always hip hop was left behind. But in the people loved hip hop and still love hip hop, But when it comes to like rappers and the industry of hip hop itself, you would see that most and many of rappers would face different challenges in life, that we all already know, like drugs, or they would face being in jail most of the times. And for me, I always wonder, why do the media always focus on hip hop artists most of the times? Why not R&B, for example? Because maybe R&B also, it's the same thing happening, you know. But then you wonder, why is it because hip hop is most of the times talking about the truth, or is it because hip hop people don't understand the purpose of hip hop? Is it because people think hip hop is threatening? I would say, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I see it. I see it this way. Um, it's not just. Let me focus on that point of the troublemaking and making the news
Yeah.
about um, drug use and violence. You know, all that drama. You know, it's not just in hip hop; it's everywhere, and I've seen
True
it.
say.
You know, R&B artists, just different artists, man. Like messing up. That's like it happens to every one of us. But I also think that, to keep it real, man, in the Rwandan music scene, hip hop artists are the ones, we are the ones who are mostly getting locked up because of drugs.
Yeah.
And if that's not the case, then other artists that don't do hip hop, they have a very good way of keeping it low key.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
Yeah.
you know. But really, hip hop artists, for me, I can like agree on that. We are the ones always in the drama,
Yeah.
you know, man. And I think it comes with our level of being super rebellious or
Free.
free, that whole I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
mentality, you know. And it comes with repercussions, it comes with consequences.
Yeah.
And for me, what I saw the consequence on a big level is the fact that a lot of companies and businessmen are not free to invest in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, they are scared, like this person, you know, is not serious. You know, which those consequences have to be dealt with and changed by hip hop artists.
Yeah.
So it's a responsibility of every hip hop artist, as responsible people and grown ups, to keep it low key, or
Change the
just-
narrative.
yeah, just change the way they see us.
Yeah.
You know. So that's why, like me, I'm like, okay, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
You know, I prove, because we have to prove to them that that's not who we are.
Yeah.
Because already a lot of businessmen and people in the music industry that are in a position of partnerships, beautiful partnerships with artists, they are scared, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I
it's
see
bad.
that most of the times, you know, when you look at R&B musicians in Rwanda or artists, you see that they're the ones getting more, I would say, more big partnerships, you know, like these big NGOs or organizations, you know, different, very different from hip hop artists, you know.
Right.
And I wonder why. And because, I mean, I love music, you know, I love music. I wouldn't say I'm standing only on the hip hop side, or I'm standing on the R&B side, or any side, you know. I'm just saying I love music, you know, and I think every genre contributes, you know, to the music industry, you know. And but now we're talking about hip hop, you know, and
Right.
for me, I think hip hop is more than hip hop. Is more than you can say itself, you know. It's, I don't know, I feel like it's not only storytelling but it's experiences, you know. When I listen to different records, I listen to your records, I listen to Prozed album, I listen to different artists, you know. I always feel like there is a message out there, you know, because for me, when I listen to like R&B, you can come up with of course a storytelling song, you know, but it's also like I feel it's hip hop, it's deep, you know. It talks deep.
Yeah. Hip hop does that, but really like I removing the whole commercial kind of music, okay, which are mostly like these records, love records. To keep it real, like I love Mehdi and the band, you know, but some of their records I listen to them, okay, no disrespect, and you know there's what they call like candy music. It's just like something to just like play around with the ear and
Just have a good time and dance.
for me it's a song that I feel like it's too like it's how can I say this, man? It doesn't struck any chord, man, with me. You know, I listen to it and I feel like it's like every other song that is out there,
Yeah.
you know. And to prove a point which I was trying to make and clear it is that they are beautiful R&B records, man, like Rwandan records,
Yeah.
that are amazing, have like dope stories, and you know that I listen to and I'm like, damn, you know, like this dude called Neo Bosco.
Yeah.
He does beautiful records.
Yeah.
And even like King James, I love the way like he does like love records, you know. So um I feel like hip hop and R&B, they are like related a lot. I feel like all genres are related,
Yeah.
you know, and every genre has a message they're trying to say, which helps the people in different ways. And to hip hop, on hip hop, I feel like here in Rwanda, we are like there's this big wave that is here,
Yeah.
and it is really coming to take over
Yeah.
and like change, to like make, it's going to like change a lot of things. The hip hop wave and movement that is current, it's strong. Me, I see it that way.
Yeah.
And we are going to change the perspective that was being given to hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man, and it's a good feeling.
No, it's a good feeling. Because when you talk about that, and I look back on 2020, for example, you know, I see that the hip hop community have worked a lot than before.
2020 was a good year for us.
Yeah.
I feel like we dominated,
Mm.
but we haven't claimed our spot.
Yeah.
You know, mostly, man, like the, you know, because I do watch TV stations a lot, and it's, for me, I see that hip hop is not the one that's played like a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to also conquer that,
Yeah.
in a visual way,
Yeah.
because TV is visuals, right? Yeah, we have to conquer that area.
Yeah.
I saw that they are like the R&B and Afro, those guys, they are visually out there more
Yeah.
than us. which is a job to
work on.
Yep.
What about do you feel like on the radio hip hop is more played than the visuals, or it's the same?
I think it's the same, bro. Yeah. But hip hop is listened to by people, like a lot, bro. So the radio, when people aren't asking for songs, requesting for songs, radio is playing records by the radio DJs and the people on the program that take care of the playlist. So those people, they don't play hip hop a lot. I feel like it's maybe their test. Although there are some who like love hip hop, I just feel like people have different tastes, you know, and mostly the people in the media, I don't feel like they mess with hip hop that much, man. Because we ain't played that much compared to the other genres, which is cool, but we are listened to. We are listened to by people who are at home, on their phones, you know.
Because I try to keep track on YouTube, you know, when I look on YouTube and I see
even
different records, you know, I'm like, hey, these guys have views, you know, and I see people are playing your songs, people are listening to your songs, but I also wonder, is it, now I'm taking it in a big picture, you know, I always wonder, is it because maybe journalists out there on radio, on TV stations are not being well paid, that maybe they want something out of the artist, they want like some few money to play your track on the TV or to play your track on radio? Because I'm also like, maybe the hip hop genre is not that played much on TV or in radio, but it's been there for years, man. It's not like they don't play hip hop in 2021 or 2020, you know. It's been there for years, you know. People don't play hip hop, to be honest, you know, and that's, for me, I feel like that's a fact, you know, and for me, it makes me wonder.
But they don't play hip hop only on the media. We're talking about the media.
We're talking about the
media.
media.
Because the people, they listen to hip hop.
Yeah, the people listen to hip hop. But the media, now I'm talking about TV stations and radio stations, you know, media houses. Then, and that's because, yes, the people will go to YouTube, you know. Everyone has fans, you know. People will go to YouTube and play your track and support by liking, by subscribing. But then, if the TV stations are not playing their role to like play music, or the radio stations, how are they gonna find the music? And now I'm talking about those entrepreneurs, you know, those big companies that are supposed to be investing in the artists, you know, are supposed to be doing partnership with the artist. Then I feel like it's gonna be even harder for the hip hop artists to have that exposure to those people who are supposed to invest, you know, because if those media houses like TV and radio are mostly playing R&B, then those R&B artists are the ones who have big exposure, you know. Yes, you can have your own you can have your own exposure on YouTube, but what if it's someone with a big company who is not familiar with YouTube, you know, who is just consuming what the TV will give them, you know, they're like, I want this artist, he's the one who is on TV, this one is the one who is on radio a lot, okay, bring me that guy, or bring me that girl, you know. Then I feel like, what can we do, and I come back to your point, we just need to claim our spot.
Exactly what I was going to say is we have to better our relationships with the media, you know, because it's people behind those, it's people that run that, okay, and it's regular people, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's just like personally, man, I've been working on that, like my relationship with media houses, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I feel like it's a way of we're not forcing it, but we put ourselves out there, you know.
Yeah.
I reach out to them. There's no problem with doing it, you know. And they do reach out though. Some do, which is not on a very big level, but they do. They do, and I feel like it's we have to better our relationship with them and do our part, and then they also do their part, and then it's on from there, which I feel like it's changing.
Yeah.
The relationships is getting better, but we have to work more. Like for me, I feel like hip hop artists, we have to better our relationships with the media.
Yeah.
Which I
Because I've been also watching different scenarios on social media, you know, where I see, for example, like, who is this guy?
go.
No, maybe Yago. No, I want to say this guy, Pifla, for example, you know, because Pifla have been having a lot of beef with media, you know, and different other hip hop artists that I don't mention, but then I wonder, is it because maybe we hip hop artists are very like are not working on the relationship with the media, and the media is gonna give up on the hip hop community, or
No, I think Pifla, he's Pifla is a funny guy, man. So I think he just wants to mess with them. You know, for me, I feel like he's just messing with them. You know, and I watch those clips, and bro, like they are funny.
yeah, they are funny.
You know what I mean? And man, that's Pifla, and what he does is P's way of expressing himself. But that's not the case, man. We ain't beefing with nobody unless there's like a situation which has to be addressed. And I don't see any. So me, I'm cool, and I feel like the media, the Rwandan media loves drama, and also I feel like it's just the media like everywhere, man.
Everywhere, it's just about bring something that
Yeah.
will make the internet blow up.
You know, I've never had that. Like I've never had that drama in the media. Like, yo, so Prime, we caught him with like drunk with two like wild females, and it was like in the morning, like, you know, like those kind of like crazy ass stories. And I think it's about time, man. I want to cause some drama, man. Stir up some.
Because I feel like dramas they make
Me, I love them.
you
me,
guys
me, I love
artists
them.
blew
You know
up
what I mean?
even
It's not really my thing, but it's interesting, man. You know, yeah.
and I feel sometimes people try to script it, you know, and
Yeah.
maybe have a deal with a journalist and say, okay, you know what, let's try to do this. So I'm gonna try to make myself look like this, and you gonna pitch this like this, and then boom, you win and I win also. It's a win-win.
Yeah, I think that's art too.
Yeah, that's art also. It's a way of trying to blow up and trying to go out there, you know, and people.
No, but really, like society loves drama. Yeah, they do.
Especially in these times when nothing is happening really, when restaurants are closed, when we just came from a lockdown, and you know, not everything is happening, you know. So, and I feel like people want to spend their time on social media when they are not doing, maybe when they are out of work, out their offices, you know. They want to see a drama happening, you know. They want to be entertained, you know.
Right.
And yeah, it's an entertainment anyways.
Yeah. For me, man, like I really spend a lot of time like thinking of, people want to be entertained, it's cool, but I'm like, for me, I'm not a drama guy, bro. Like, unless we script it, you know, it's cool. I mean, I haven't like been into acting, but I can try, you know. But I really like worry more of like what am I showing these people, you know. I really concentrate on that a lot, in a way of, because I see a lot of sad things, that are happening, and people are just observing and they are laughing,
Yeah.
and it's entertaining, but like it's sad, man. Like I don't want to get into it, but I do see some stories, man, and like somebody's being violated or being disrespected, and people find that to be
That shit funny.
I was trying to
Yeah.
I can cuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, man. Yeah. So I'm more focused on like giving something fun, but something positive, man. It's weird, man. It's weird that people are amused by by things which are bad, man.
I guess there is a lot of happening in society.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, because some people will like that, some people will not, and
Yeah.
it's how it is, it's how it is. And now let's come back to music, let's come back to Prime's music and talk about, because I want to know now, how is the process of Prime when you're gonna write or you're gonna create something, you're gonna go to the studio? What pushes you to go to the studio? What is the inspiration behind? What inspires you every day?
Bro, it's really like everyday life, my experience, what I've been through, and some are imaginary concepts, but my writing process is very unorthodox. Like there's no formula, there's no specific time. Inspiration, I get it from different things, it's like something that you don't know where it comes from, and you have it from within. Inspiration is always from within, but some things they spark inspiration. Emotions, emotions, they really drive someone's writing. So for me, it's a package of different things, and I can write when I'm in a car driving. I write in the head, or I'm on a bike, or I'm in bed. Man. So art, I see it to be that way. It's very spontaneous, and making music to me is therapy. Because now I can talk, and I put a lot of truth in my records, and a lot of vulnerability, because I'm like, cool, I just want to give you like what is real and raw. Yeah. So that's my songwriting process, man. And sometimes with the time, I can spend even like 2 weeks, even a month on a record. And I can do 2 records in one night. It's very different, and you cannot put it in a box, say like this is the process.
It's more like exploring and just comes within.
Yeah, man.
Big up, man. Big up. Hey. It's very for me it's very interesting, always when I have a sit with different artists, and we talk about what inspires them, what motivates them, what pushes them to create, and you see that sometimes at the end you're like, wow, things are just experiences, and the ones experiencing it, the fact that you want to share with us what you're experiencing through your art, it shows how strong you are. as an artist and as a human being, as Prime Mazimpaka,
Mm,
you know?
man, like personally, like when you're growing up, you get to understand more of who you are,
Mm.
you know, and I came to realize that I'm a very emotional person,
Mm.
you know. Um, I can be very strong, and I also can be like very like down, man. Like, bro, you feel
Mm.
me? And I like to show you and tell you how like I'm feeling. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it feels better, you know,
Mm.
because man, like there are experiences where I'm in a situation and I want to tell someone something that's on my mind, and due to different reasons, I hold myself back. When I do that, like it weighs me down. Like, man, why didn't I tell this person like what
Yeah.
I was really feeling?
Mm.
You know, I feel like it kind of eats someone alive when you don't say like how you feel and you keep it to
Let it out,
yourself.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, man, it's very kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know.
Because there is one of the songs I was listening to your channel when I was in YouTube.
Right.
You know, there's this song I like, Round Town. Is it Round the Town?
Word around town.
Word Around Town.
Mm,
Because for me,
that's hard.
that song, when I listen to it, it's like kind of hyping me, you know, but I also feel like there is something behind, you know, there is a story behind you're trying to tell me through that song.
Man, word around town. I was, I was telling you that, um, I'm mean, bro. Like, I'm not playing around when I'm on the mic. Like, I'm a beast.
Mm.
Okay, like when I give you that flow, bro, I'm gonna give it to you, like straight.
Mm.
So it's a song that is I don't know exactly the right word to use, but it's a song of feeling good about oneself, like
Mm.
not just in music. Like, okay, um I'm a sound guy, and I'm gonna give you the best sound that I can get you, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh man, you're a bad man.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I don't know the exact word to use, but
Yeah.
like that kind of feeling.
Like the God feeling. Like I'm
Yeah.
the God.
Yep.
Exactly.
For sure,
No,
man.
really, I really love the record, and I feel like it's a very inspiring but also hyping. You know, you feel like your adrenaline is going up. You know, because when I put into dancing, I feel like it's giving me even more expression when it comes to my moves. You know, for example, if I combine it with cramping, you know, you feel like you wanna explode.
Yeah.
You know, explode and
Dance,
just bring that beast in you.
dancers I feel like every person experiences that, and like I see it in dancing, and I also see it like in sports. In sports, like it's just dunked on you in your face, like
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
You want to
So-
claim your spot. What you've been talking about. Yeah, you know, like I know that feeling, you know, and I don't know if it's the same feeling when you're doing a song as an artist, as a hip hop artist, but for me as a dancer also, it triggers that beast inside me, you know,
Right.
to express myself. And I feel like it's a long conversation to talk about next time, you know.
Yeah.
But now I want to talk about one of your songs, you know, and that is a song I really took time to listen to, and I was like, this is not only a nice message, but also it feels like a true story. I don't know if it's a true story, Inkuru, you know,
Yeah.
and if you want to share, I want to know like what is the inspiration behind that song, what is the story behind it, what pushed you to go to record that song, you know,
Yeah.
like all of that.
All right. Inkuru is a very unique record, because I approached it in a storytelling manner, like I do on some of my records, and this record has it comes from a true story. It comes from a true story, but for me, when I write based on true stories, there's a certain point in the story where I'm like, okay, this is too much information, and then I choose not to include some details, and some other times I add on imaginary pieces that I mingle into the story. Like, it's not true, but then due to the story of the song, I reach to a point, I'm like, okay, I want to flip it like this so that I can mean this so that I can make this point in a record and make someone understand this song from this point of narrative. So Inkuru is a story on how I got caught with weed, and I was with a friend, and then the story in the song, I get caught with weed with a friend, and I put the weed on myself. I tell the officers, this is my weed and this is not my friend's weed. So they decide to take me in custody, and then I got put on trial, and then I was sentenced for 1.5 years. I did jail time, and then I came back, and building my life again, starting from scratch. Like, I'm changing my life. That is the story in the song Inkuru. But the true story is I got caught with weed, okay? But then when I went to in custody, I explained myself in a certain manner that they let me go. You know? So the weed did not stuck to me.
Yeah.
Okay? And when I was writing this story, I added in that other scenario where I got locked up. Because this is a song that talks about going to jail, and coming back and correcting your mistake that you made, and also changing your life pre jail time.
Yeah.
It's a song that talks about, like, coming from jail and pushing forward in life to continue living and enjoying your freedom. Because people who come from jail, I've seen that from my friends and my relatives and just people I know, that go to jail, do time, come back, and they lose interest in life. You know? So it's a song that touches about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm very curious because I want to know, like, what was the reason to push you to share that story? Did you want to, like, educate young people out there or the society in general?
I wanted to tell my friends and the society in general that you do jail time, and then you come back, and then you continue living. It's like it's a phase in life that ends, and then you begin brand new. You build from there. Yeah.
And I feel like you succeeded, because that's how I felt when I listened to that record. I was like, I didn't go to jail, but I felt like it was a motivation that I took from the song that pushed me to see that you, just because you went through a phase that pulls you down doesn't mean that your life ends there. You know,
Yeah.
it just means actually you can overcome that
Right.
and continue with your life, you know.
Right.
And big up to yourself, man. Thanks to you for sharing that story, you know. And
Thank you.
and I'm sure there are many people out there that you inspire, you know. If you have, I mean, I'm honest to you, I was inspired by that song, and I'm sure and definitely I know there are many people who have been inspired by that song also.
Yeah, they did reach out to me.
Yeah.
I saw the reception of the record among the people, and this record, I wrote it mostly for my friends, like people I know personally that struggled with that particular situation, and to be more specific, like weed smokers
Yeah.
that got locked up for smoking weed here in Rwanda. I wanted to tell them that you come back, you know, because the people in my age, you know, they most of them, they get locked up for this kind of thing. So I was just encouraging them to change, but also the ones that did that kind of mistake and they got locked up to fight more and don't let up. I was telling them, don't let up, just continue doing your thing and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Big up
Yeah.
yourself, man.
I appreciate it.
And man, really excited, and thank you for giving me your time and come to the studio and have this record with me, you know.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, man.
I've been following you,
Yeah.
and I'm a fan of the podcast,
Really appreciate, man.
and I think it is needed for artists to share their stories on your platform and create a more intimate relationship with their audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for me it's like an archive, you know, like there is a lot that is happening in our life, and that if we share to each other, that we can, I don't know, something can happen out of that, you know, and we can inspire each other in a way that we don't even understand, you know.
Yeah.
So big up to you, big up to our listeners, big up to people watching us on YouTube. Man,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much love for you guys, and shout out to you all, the hip hop artists in Rwanda, and big up to yourself, Mazimpaka Prime.
I
Man,
appreciate.
respect, man.
Yeah. Man, God bless y'all, and take care, man. Take care.
And this was the #1 podcast in the country, the Journey Podcast, with your host Manzi Mbaya and Prime Mazimpaka.
Yes.
Big up to y'all. Much love.
All right.